Hello friends, welcome back to Joyful IT Consultants YouTube channel. In this video, what we are going to do, we are going to build our first Angular application with help of Visual Studio using ASP.NET Core. So let's get it started. I'm going to launch my Visual Studio. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create new project. This is where see ASP.NET Core, and if you look at the description, it says clearly ASP.NET Core Web Application. Uh, this will be used to create variety of applications like only Web API, MVC, or single page app SPA using Angular. So, Angular is very popular these days for its uh, single page web applications. So that's what we are going to build using ASP.NET Core. So let me name it as my first Angular app using Core. Okay, that is good. So here it clearly says, hey, what do you want to select? So this is Angular project. Yes, and create. So I am using here the Visual Studio default scaffolding. So I don't need to create from scratch. And for your understanding, while installing Visual Studio, I have also included Angular support needed, everything needed for Angular support. So if you haven't done that, you will not see this Angular template as part of your Visual Studio. So, and obviously, you will not be able to run an Angular project. So, as part of that template, when I install Visual Studio, it installs required Node.js, everything needed to process Angular project. All right. So let's go through the project structure here. If you so it got solution and one project, and if you see, we have it's similar to we have a template similar to ASP.NET Core web application. We have program.cs, startup.cs, and also we have controllers, uh, and this is important folder because this is the set belongs to complete Angular. So if you expand this, this is complete Angular stuff. Okay, so complete code is that we are running is part of this Angular uh, code folder, which is client app. Here client app means which is Angular project SPA. And let's first of all build and see what is happening. So I'm going to say F5. Let's see the output and what actually this application is showing us. As I'm building first time, it will take some time because it has to connect to all Angular services like npm, everything. So that's why it takes time when you build it first time. All right, here we go. This is our first Angular application using ASP.NET Core. So we would say it's a ASP.NET Core application with Angular. Yeah, but majority the reason. it both can take equal weights because let's see what we got here. So we have home button and we have navigation bar here and some counter with some functionality, and we have fetch data that seems to be like a service and getting data from some source. Okay, it can be database or from some source of database. Okay, so this is, see, if it is responsive, it is like it is so friendly even using web application, sorry, even using mobile devices. So it's gonna work just like that. It's also, we'll see what counter is doing. So basically it is just doing this increment functionality, that's all. All right, so fetch data. Now let me explain how this is starting and how it's moving into Angular code. So that is client app. So basically, the program execution starts from main, and it starts with main means it's basically this entire application starts as a console application, and this is where a web host gets created, and that's where this application, current application, will be hosted. So if you see startup, it is moving to startup to get more information on what to do. So here, configure service, we are also adding MVC service, and this is important. This is where we are plugging Angular services. See, and this is where we are directing this to client app. And even here, the routes, we have MVC route for accessing APIs or controllers, and this is where again it says where to look at for Angular application. See, source path is client application. So soon as you run this, what is happening here is it is going to client app and going to source index. So this is what happens. It is actually running index, and if you look at the index, the app root is a selector. So this should suppose this should get loaded. What is app root? So basically, application root is under app module. So this is where this part gets loaded into that. I mean, we would say in Angular language. So this will be bootstrapped into that parent one. So that is why if you see this particular thing has both application navigation menu and also a router outlet. But this is again a selector app nav underscore menu. Let's find it where it is. So here, this is the component it is looking at. So basically this section will be replaced by this guy. So if you see, this is where we see home, counter, fetch data. Once again, we switch to the application. This part I am talking about, this part, this navigation bar is getting loaded from here. See, and that's what happening. And coming to fetch data, if you look at fetch data, that means when you click on fetch data, so this data, where is it coming from? If you look at that HTML, this is just a HTML view, and to see where this forecast, we are just looping through each forecast object and showing it. So if you look at where forecast is, and that is present in this ts file, and here let's see under this fetch data component inside the constructor, basically we are making a http call to an api url. This is interesting. So basically, to simulate the real-time application, this section is calling to API. That API is implemented as part of our standard ASP.NET Web API. So this sample data controller should be an API, not a MVC controller. It should be API controller. Yes, see. So here they have simulated weather forecast as a HTTP action. So they are calling this service, this web API from Angular when they are clicking that fetch data navigation item. So to verify, let's go to where it is fetch data ts. So if you look at this is base URL. Base URL means that means they are not accessing something outside of this application. So this web API is part of the same application. So let me copy this, and there is also API running as part of it. So to prove it, so this is Angular, and when I say okay, I am going back to the base URL till this point, and I am accessing now web API. So this is altogether new application part of the same solution. So this is web API which provides weather forecast. See this? This is the result of this web API, and we are calling in this uh, Angular project. So that is what happening here, and we will learn more about it. I don't want to confuse at this point of time even. So we will learn one by one, and this is our first glance at ASP.NET core application with Angular, or Angular application, SP application with uh, help of ASP.NET core, we can say. So all right friends, hope you got something and you learned something, and we will keep learning, and I'll catch you in next video. And before that, if you like this video, please click that like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you.